Wow, look at that. We're live for another Joking Adventure Hour. This is Thursday, July 16, 2026. Hello to X from Bitchu. Hello to YouTuber. Hello to YouTuber, lurkers, and bots. Hello to the chats. And hello to George.
Greetings.
We stream every night because stories are real, but the news, they be fake.
Oh, yeah.
Before we jump in, be sure you get your copy of the Immortal Mass, a 200-page graphic novel on sale now at Dinales.com, CriticalBlast.com, and Amazon.com.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing. All right. So 9 o'clock is supposed to be when Trump speak, but you know Trump likes to be fashionably late. So whenever he appears, the big boss will switch over to the live stream. All right, Nicholas Hutzel. The CDC suspects that Taylor Farm lettuce applied to Taco Bell as the source of explosive diarrhea parasite outbreak.
What?
So apparently they tracked it to possibly Taylor's Farms.
Taylor's Farms. I got a subscription with those guys. They owe me $5.
Yeah. You know, handled by Taco Bell.
Keto Taco Bell.
Yeah. That Chihuahua is so famous they had to put him down.
Yeah, poor Chihuahua.
I would encourage everyone.
And welcome back to to our press secretary from her maternity leave. Oh, and she's telling the truth because she's wearing her neck chain. See?
Yeah.
When she's not wearing this, she's lying. When she's wearing this, she's telling the truth. That's her tell.
And when she's halfway not wearing it, halfway wearing it, we don't know where she's going with it.
To tune in tonight. I've seen a lot of reporting and frankly misreporting about what the president will say. I think the American people will be relieved to hear what they are hearing from the president of the United States and his commitment to transparency and the focus on the integrity of our elections tonight. I think all Republicans and
I still wanted the other one from the first administration. You know, Miss Binder. She handled it.
Democrats should recognize
this
should
that
be a
chick was hot and vicious.
Nonpartisan issue.
Now she's just a talking head in Fox News.
If we don't have safe and secure elections in our country, we cannot have a country. It is a vital part of our democracy, of our constitutional republic. The president will be speaking about that tonight. And in addition, at the very same time, of course, he is working on all of these economic issues that the American people have at home. I just read to you the latest inflation numbers are looking good, the best report in 6 years. The president, Republicans and Democrats and all Americans have this president to thank for the largest tax cuts in American history, which every Democrat on Capitol Hill voted against. You have this president to thank for the Trump accounts for our children and securing the future of the American dream. So this president is doing a lot, but obviously safe and secure elections are a true tenet of our constitutional republic, and the president will be speaking about that tonight.
All right, so she says, but until I hear those words out of Trump's mouth, President Trump will be making a speech to the nation on Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah, gee, thanks, Donald. We're waiting on you.
Yeah, I love that you're talking in third person form. Eric, is official. President Trump has placed his speech teleprompter operator on leave without pay while they're investigating for making allegedly $90,000 on Kalshi by betting on Trump's speeches. I spoke to him about it. He believes it's deeply unfortunate and frankly a disgrace. And the individual that was cited in that report is complying with the CFTC, but has put on unpaid administrative leave. So there will be a teleprompter operator tonight, of course, but it will not be the one, unfortunately, in that story. So for context, apparently a Trump's speech teleprompter was making bets on when Trump will be pausing and all that stuff, and raked up allegedly $90,000 in bets.
What an idiot! I mean, it's a fucking government job. It's an easy job. Why fuck around with it?
Yeah, Why? We're gonna find out.
The problem with it's a lot more serious than what's going on, because the teleprompter is supposed to have the speech ahead of time, right? To
Yeah.
prepare.
Yeah.
The thing is, the speech is not official until Trump actually says it.
Yeah.
Until then, it's a state secret, because there could be state secrets in the speech itself. So the final edit, or that is spoken,
Mm-hmm.
is public what we call it, disclosure.
Yeah.
Before that,
Yeah.
it's not. It's a state secret.
Yeah.
Because due to it, he goes, you know what? I can't say this because of reasons,
Raisins.
because of operational security and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and I can't mention something remotely close to that because operational security for that, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Right.
So that guy, he's really fucked. Because the thing is, his betting
Mm-hmm.
tells other people what is going to be talked about,
Yeah.
what the subject matter is going to be talked about.
National security leak.
That's a national security leak until it actually gets spoken by the president.
That's a criminal offense or a federal offense.
Yep, he's really screwed, man.
He screwed the pooch.
That's just absolutely stupid.
All right.
Oh no! Oh, come on, man! You're hurting me.
They did the meme.
Kamala Harris story?
No.
All
They
right,
did. They did the meme, George.
Go ahead.
This is Kevin Bass. I'm not going to play it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to play it because it won't it get like struck down on YouTube or something?
All right. Okay. So you're showing us still. Okay. So
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. So on top, this is the meme. Remember, this is Troy, right?
Yeah.
This is a big guy, and Brad Pitt as Achilles comes in and kills the guy, right?
Yeah.
But we play the meme later that they replaced Troy with this with Elliot, and he kills Elliot, right, with an arrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they did the meme.
Go on.
Basically, what happens here happens here.
No way.
Yeah.
That our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murderers, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women's sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars, like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nations policy, because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov, this will ultimately reduce the cost of health care. You have to go to TrumpRx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of health care is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life. So for that, go to TrumpAccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide, with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term, and unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be great without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No trust, no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure. One where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes, and really exposes like levels never thought possible, to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings. We are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, But it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that were supposed to burn the bags. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems. Dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable and they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it, made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela, and that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that Our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned, they couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review of state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. It took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, really, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans, independents, everybody. And it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We will be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch a stolen election again. Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act. How easy is that to do unless you want to cheat? The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation. These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay. Together we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
All right.
Holy fuck! I thought she was his best buddy and bosom pal.
I guess not. All right. Any takeaway from that speech, George?
Yeah. The whoever is responsible for pulling the information from the presidential briefs,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's treason, isn't it?
Teleprompter.
What's that?
It was the teleprompter.
No, not the teleprompter. The presidential briefings.
Oh, yeah. That I don't think it would be treason, but it would be a high crime, enough to be sacked.
Yeah, so somebody's responsible for pulling that information out of his briefings. Whoever did that, they're in big trouble.
Yeah. So you're gonna stew. It's gonna be stewing All right. So Friday should be interesting in this weekend.
Yeah, it's, go figure. It's like the
Mhm.
NBC and CBS, all that stuff. I don't know, whoever. It's like, geez, these guys really can't do it. Wow.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on.
So this is what Europe is.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. My bet was on asterisk number 3. Yes, I vote for asterisk number 3 to make it over the finish line.
All right.
Oh, shit, that's awesome.
Let's see. Next one is cynical Publis. Prediction: no matter what evidence Trump showed tonight about voter fraud in 2020, Democrats will say it's a big lie being used to steal the midterms. Trump could open a temporal vortex that produces a time-traveling drone that broadcasts live footage from Atlanta Tabulation Center in 2020 back to 2026 with the complete and accurate proof of fraud, and Democrats will say it's a big lie used to steal the midterms. There's no chance my prediction is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what, George? ABC, NBC, and CBS didn't air that speech.
And they really didn't?
No.
They should have their license revoked.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be the first steps, you know? First steps.
Oh, what's this?
Okay, this is from New York Post. Florida ex-con busted for a 40-year cold case murder after calling the cops to give him a tip.
Wait, he reported himself?
Pretty much.
No, that took a long time to
He
work
wanted
out
to,
in his head. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't.
no, it was pretty much like, I want the infamy, and he's like, he got tired that the cops didn't figure it out.
Oh, he's looking for glory.
Yeah. Kyle Becker, I'm dying from courage. Please make it stop. So, one of the promotional way for Odyssey is making a rap song about it.
What? What?
Odysseus,
Telemachus, Penelope,
Antinous, Odysseus,
Athena,
Telemachus,
Calypso, Penelope,
Menelaus,
and Helen of Troy.
Odyssey.
After the Iliad,
Hidden the horse,
won the war.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Odyssey,
Odyssey,
itching for Ithaca,
get past the Peloponnesian Peninsula.
Odyssey,
All right, stop. This is so fucking cringe. It's ridiculous. They're really trying hard to prop up the box office.
Hey, George, don't you know Rotten Tomato has a 98% score?
Bullshit.
Yeah, look at Rotten Tomato. It's 98%. They love it. They're like, oh yes, shower me with all your bullshit.
Wow. Okay, that's like wow.
Yeah. Wall Street Apes, you literally can't make this up. RFK Jr. says we should be eating real food and focus on things that are good for us, like a high protein diet. Determined to prove RFK Jr. wrong, a senior writer at Wired decided to eat nothing but high protein, but he ate his boyfriend's protein powder that was Nutter Butter flavor. He also ate protein Pop Tarts, protein ice cream, protein Starbucks drinks, and a bunch of other processed protein junk. And he said because of this diet, he actually threw up, and clearly RFK Kennedy is giving bad health advice. If you would think this is some kind of joke, but no, it's real. The guy literally ate everything and anything but real food like RFK Jr. Recommended.
Okay, well, the highest protein product is beef.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, the second highest. The highest protein product is sunflower. Is it sunflower seeds?
Yeah, but you shouldn't really be eating sunflowers.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. It's beef.
Beef, man, and the oil in the beef,
So,
the fat in the
is
beef.
there a picture of this douchebag?
So this is a lady talking about it.
Okay, so,
This is a douche right here. See?
Okay. Um. Okay, stop. I'm getting sick just looking at those guys thingies. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to eat processed protein. Oh, wait. Before I forget. Blonde Goth Girl, it could have just been a friend placing the bet. First rule of criming, don't get caught. Well, if it was the case, then he still got caught, and his friend's going to jail with him as an accomplice.
Yeah, see, the Secret Service, it doesn't just look at you.
Looks like everybody
They
around
look
you.
at everybody in your orbit,
Yeah.
and everyone in their orbit.
Yeah.
I think they do like 5 or 6 orbits.
Yes. 6 orbits. That's why there's a game called 6 Degrees from Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Rapper Response 47, you're a lawyer. You should know the rules.
You didn't recuse yourself from that matter. You were
No,
willing.
there's no reason to, from the Proud Boys matter.
Yes, it was.
Lawyer,
it
you know
was,
the rules.
it
There
was
are rules that say when I
yes,
have to
there
be
are
recused,
rules,
and that's not one of them.
And there are rules. And when you're told to recuse yourself from investigations
I
that
always
you
do.
handle for the president, you're supposed to recuse yourself.
No, when I
so
represented
you have
the president.
also you have also said you've also refused to release Volume 2 of the Special Counsel's report. That was an investigation into the Mar-a-Lago documents case. How is that not an abundant conflict of interest? Refusing to release to the public an investigative report of an investigation into your client.
I am not a judge. A federal judge.
No.
The
The department's position under you, Mr. Blanche, was do not release the report.
So that position.
If you went into court asking them to release it, it would be released by now. So how is that not a patent conflict of interest?
What you're saying happens to not be true. I did not do that. What you're talking about happened before I became the
you
Deputy
support
Attorney
the
General.
release of
No,
Volume 2?
I don't.
That
But
was
I'm
my
recused. It had
predecessor,
nothing to do with that
Merrick
case.
Garland.
Like you can't accuse me of violating my ethical rules and then lie about what I did.
So
Well, I know his predecessor's Pam Bondi, but I'm talking about, and I know where he was going. He's like, the predecessor administration. George?
Yeah.
This guy wants a gotcha, and this guy's like, bruh, you don't even know the law. Cynthia Holtz, I'm not surprised. Remember when Hillary Clinton asked for China for support in the 2020 election?
Republicans look at the Trump White House and say, well, the Russians probably did help them, to whatever extent we may not yet know. So we're not going to go there. We're going to do what they tell us. Imagine, Rachel, that you had one of the Democratic nominees for 2020 on your show. Mm-hmm. And that person said, the only other adversary of ours who's anywhere near as good as the Russians is China. So why should Russia have all the fun? And since Russia is clearly backing Republicans, why don't we ask China to back us?
I hereby tonight
Whoa.
ask China.
That's right. And not only that, China, if you're listening, why don't you get Trump's tax returns? I'm sure our media would richly reward you. Now, according to the Mueller report, that is not conspiracy because it's done right out in the open.
Oh gosh.
So she's using the. Okay. She's doing what the media did to Trump and showing and flaunting it and also doing the comms. She's doing 3 things at once. 1, she's actually is she's actually is asking for China to help them rig the 2020 election. Two, she did say that the media would handsomely reward China for that. Three, she is saying, "Hey, I'm just using the rule from the Mueller report, saying this isn't anything because Trump asked for the infamous Russia. If you're hearing this, release those emails, kind of bits."
That didn't age well.
No, it didn't age. Thomas Ladders 7481. China passed a while ago. R.I.P. Yes. She needed help and nobody gave it to her.
So that's why Trump was charging them so high on tariffs and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, you're going to screw with our elections? Okay, great. You just have to pay a shitload of money.
Well, it's not even that. Basically, a lot of our politicians sold our manufacturing over to China, and to incentivize companies without destroying our economy, we had to raise the tariffs so high because China made it so cheap that even if he moderately raised the tariff, it'll still be cheaper over to China, George. That's how cheap they were making goods.
Well, as far as I understand it was government subsidized, correct?
No.
Basically, the government was subsidizing in China all that manufacturing, which made everything so cheap.
Yes, one portion of it, but the other portion was that they had a slave labor force that they wouldn't allow to commit suicide and work long hours.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody has slaves on the planet.
Exactly. CriticalBlast says she accused him of what she's actually doing. Yes, RJ. Yes, she is. RJ, you want to jump in and make comments?
Hold on a sec. Let me see. Where's the link? Hold on a sec.
Hold for processing.
All right, I sent RJ the link. If he wants to come in, he can come in.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to come in, well, then he's just a normal viewer.
Yes. China, CriticalBlast, for the working condition in China, you should see the Banksy collaboration with Matt going for that one episode introduction theme song. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, the only thing that China has better than us is that at least they own their homes, and their property. They don't have to pay property taxes.
Oh yeah, that's true. They're champs on that.
The number one communist state says you can own your property.
Yes.
But here in America, land of the free, we're renting our property still.
Yes.
Well, and we're only renting the top 30 yards of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. The rest is the city land.
Mm-hmm. So
anything below it could be owned by corporations, and anything above it beyond a certain level, according to the zoning commissions, belongs to the government.
Yeah. So, when you buy a house, you need to buy your mineral rights as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. The mineral rights.
It used to be included, and we talked about this. It used to be included when you purchased the land. You also purchased a mineral right on that land. But somehow, around the 1913s, 20s, 30s, they decided, let's separate it. Gee, I wonder why.
Gold, man. There's gold in them hills.
There's some liquid gold. They didn't want a Beverly Hills Bill Hillies situation happening.
Yep.
Well, all they do is if they find it on your land now, they just buy the property that's adjacent to you, dig down and over. How are you going to know?
Just stick the straw in and then go horizontal.
Yes. Woohoo!
Suck that oil right out.
That's why they hate farmers that have acres and acres of land, because then they won't be able to do that. That's why Yellowstone's matters. Oh man. What did you think, Arjun? What did you think of Trump's speech tonight?
Didn't watch it.
Oh.
What a patriot.
Yes. He was doing something important in his livelihood.
Yeah. Didn't watch it. Assumed that, he was going to say stuff I agreed with, but in a way that made him sound self-serving, because, that's who he is.
Exactly. Eric, Assistant Attorney General Hartmut Dillon just moved to purge 1 million dirty voter names off of California voter rolls with the Judicial Watch, per Tom Filton. So, yay! That's great. Maybe California will turn purple now instead of blue.
1 million down, 27 million to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're going to get to 150 million people by the time this is done out of the country. Whether, dead names, illegal aliens, birthright, anchor babies, it's going to be 150 million people gone. Now, here's the thing that kind of came interesting to me. It's this trailer uprising.
I am no soldier. I am no priest. I'm just a farmer. The land is broken. We are forced to work beyond what our souls can take.
Some states own the rain. What are we doing? Well, that's why you're supposed to be focused on your civil duties, and you're supposed to be running for those county seats, mayor and those government seats, because those are your local election, because it affects you personally. Same thing with state. Your state, this is the United States. This is not the United Provinces, the United States, meaning each state is technically, in the old vernacular, a country, self-governing country, because it has it's three governments and everything going downhill right there. So really, you should be focused on that state where you're living in and make it the best state you want to be. Or else, if you're not able to do that, you're supposed to move to another state.
Canada.
Canada.
Oh, sorry. I was just clearing my throat.
No, Canada isn't a
It's
state.
even more so in Canada.
Canada is not a state. Canada is a commonwealth.
No. Canada is a state of well-being.
Right.
It's a state of mind.
Uh-huh.
It's a state of transparency and bliss.
Canada is just the upper side.
Right now, Ontario's having the biggest barbecue cookout ever.
Yes. And it looks like LA from the 90s. All that haze.
When you can barbecue, there's no going back.
No. Toronto looks like the north side of New Jersey.
The king is the law.
We have nothing more left.
He says pay taxes, you pay taxes.
She's of age. Then she must pay.
He says work harder, you work harder.
That's enough! Enough! We've given you enough! I shouldn't have done that, farmer. It is time to set the world on fire.
Rebel armies.
Have you noticed something odd about this so far, of this trailer?
It's Canada?
No.
Okay, I got nothing.
I don't see any diversity in this picture.
This would make a great double feature with Citizen Vigilante.
Exactly.
Ah, jeez.
Converge on London. 10,000, maybe more.
Who leads them? A plowman.
There will be no peace until we.
Yes, 14th century England.
Oh, where's the Chinese Mongols? Where's the South Africans?
I just said that.
Where's the Canadians? There's got to be
the King
a
White?
Canadian or two in there.
There's no Canadians in that time.
Why is the king white?
Yes.
Free. Listen. Listen. Can you not hear their rage?
What was that?
Sorry, I had to say that. Lead trumpets?
Yes.
Once we draw blood, we open the gates of hell.
Petty chaos and fear.
Crush them.
God has taken much from us to show us the truth. Surrender to it, and it will set you free.
For all that you've taken from us, all that we've lost. Time to pay.
It's medieval Dune. Oh, Atreides.
Smitty. Don't go, Smitty.
Thomas Ladder, 7481. Canadians are still in India. I didn't know you're Indians. Now tell me, gentlemen, is this not narrative seeding?
All right. Yeah, what I'm seeing here is they forgot to add to the title, "The Uprising, Lord of the Rings, some story." This is before the dragons appeared.
The dragons appeared. Oh man. Discussing film, Stephen Wackler will be the new editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics, replacing C.B. Cebulski. The company is also relocating its publishing operation from New York to L.A. after 90 years. Apparently, they have a lot of land that they can develop now.
So they're going from one socialist structure to another socialist structure. Oh yeah, that's going to go well.
Well, I'm imagining they're going to LA because it's closer to Disney headquarters, corporate headquarters in California.
Yeah, and Hollywood.
And basically, hey, we could put our thumb on your head even tighter than before.
Yes.
I mean, it worked for DC, right?
I mean, look at DC, the state of DC. Wow. You made people hate Supergirl, and I never thought that was possible.
They're comparing now on social media the Helen Slater Supergirl as an epic movie compared to the one that's now.
Oh yes,
and that is such a low bar to jump over, or is it a high bar to jump over? I don't know, but wow.
Let's do corporate punk, George. Corporate punk.
I'm punk rock.
Huh?
I'm punk rock.
No, corporate punk. Oh. Because it was made by a corporation, but they're giving themselves self-titled that they're punk. It's like, you genuine bastards. You don't even understand what the meaning of punk is. You corporate sellouts. Joe Lang, several people are reporting that Trump will talk about China compromising voter data. Actually, yes, that happened in the speech tonight. Does anybody remember that Obama's DHS got caught trying to infiltrate the voter data system in several states before the 2016 election? One of those states was Georgia. Coincident? Georgia, Kentucky, West Virginia specifically flagged a DHS IP address for accessing election network in November 2016. Jet Johnson, then Homeland Security Secretary, stated that scans were unintentionally errors by a contractor rather than an attack. Obama's Homeland Security was accessing election networks in Georgia and other states back in 2016, and it got caught. Did they discover the vulnerabilities that would allow China's and others access to the same election network? High probability. Hey, George, wasn't one of the things that Trump said tonight's speech was closing those vulnerabilities?
Yeah.
And RJ, that's what happened.
Well, how are Democrats going to win elections now? That's not fair.
They're not. It's going to be glorious. We're reversing the cheating. We're giving a reverse Uno to them.
Next thing you're going to tell me that we're only going to allow citizens to vote. That's going to really put it.
Oh, yes. He's going to say, he says, we're going to get rid of non-eligible voters from the voter rolls. Thomas Ladder, 7481. Am I the turn the punch bowl? Don't want to SD. Derail. Or SD.
Sure, SD. What's SD anyways?
I don't know.
Do I have to go to the AI and go, hey, what's SD in today's nomenclature?
It's the alphabetic equivalent of 6-7.
Yeah. Stop doing that. It's just programming, just 6-7. The algorithm push 6-7 to you. Why? And you're following it? Why? Because you're easily programmable to doing something that's trendy. Let's set aside time. Rubio breaks down the transnational threat of the Antifa militants and their highly sophisticated global terror network. This will be the pretext to invoke the Insurrection Act and begin the reckoning on U.S. soil. That's a little strong claim there, sir. The enemy is already inside our walls, but don't panic. We are prepared for this moment. Our great military is ready in position to deal with this terrorist threat. It's happening. Destai, it has been happening for the last year and a half with the National Guards when he's been going to those cities. What do you think he's been doing? He hasn't just been fighting crime. He's been fighting the MS-13. He's been fighting the ISIS, the ISILs, terrorists. And he also been fighting the Antifa. He actually were getting rid of all their financial instruments and putting those guys in jail. So it's not happening. It has been happening. Save the world. Save the cheerleader. Thomas Ladder. Oh, my bad. No problems.
And the fifth is an international conference because we are facing a transnational threat. These are not distinct and isolated cells. They are interconnected networks. They do not recognize our borders. They do not believe, in fact, in the nation state itself. They coordinate, they communicate, they travel, they train, and they act together, sharing the same infrastructure, sharing the same enemies, sharing the same mission. Antifa militants and their comrades travel from across Europe and to the Americas to participate in each other's attacks, to funnel propaganda and training materials and target information through shared encrypted channels, moving through underground networks of safe houses and finance, and sustain their operations through transnational funds. And they work alongside hostile foreign states that share their mission, like Iranian proxy networks, who are increasingly intimately tied to leftist militant groups around the world. The Cuban regime's sprawling intelligence and ideological network helped to build the far left in our country and in our hemisphere. and it remains inextricably linked to the far-left groups and movements across and beyond the West. Today's far-left terrorists can raise money in one country. They can host their communications in a second country. They can receive training in a third country. They can recruit militants in a fourth country, and then together strike a target in a fifth country. And so we have no choice but to confront this menace together.
Wow, that's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, a lot of ifs. Ifs and puss and what's, you know? Let's see.
Ifs and buts and coconuts.
Exactly. Greg Price, the White House declassified email showing that the NSA members deliberately hid intel assessment from the president in 2020 that China was trying to influence the election in favor of Biden, deliberately massaging one of our pending presidential daily briefing. I think I mentioned to you before that there's something planning blank that makes it clear that China has been caught conducting election influence. At least that's how it's been described to us. Redacted. But as you scroll up, note that the NSA is deliberately massaged one of our pending PDB to avoid any direct links to the election. While this is important for your report, I'm sure it has the potential to be a near-term issue. We will need to draw attention to. This is a really good example, but far from the only one of what I've been raising since summer, since the Intelligence Committee is deliberately avoiding mentioning a connection to election for non-substantive reasons. Obviously, since blank isn't released yet, they're holding it until next week. There isn't a presidential daily briefing, so maybe it won't end up being an issue, but this is a highly irregular way to do things, especially as someone who's trying to raise tradecraft and substantive objection to the mainline analysis isn't getting our work incorporated or even mentioned. Redacted. National Intelligence Officer, Cyber Office of National Intelligence Council.
Oopsie dozy.
Classification. Blank has read, heard, or received nothing. We deliberately massaged one of our pending presidential daily briefing to avoid any direct links to the election. The massive report we've been waiting on has been chopped into 13 reports that likely will not get out until late next week. Many and all of them will cross-post into blank or downgrade to blank, so it can be morally incorporated into the 45-day piece if needed. So they deliberately watered it down so it doesn't seem all that amazing.
Yeah.
Say democracy. Yeah, we're not democracy. Constitutional republic. You know? Hold on. The Vigilant Fox. J.D. Vance tells Joe Rogan that the American influence are being paid by a former Trump campaign person funded by elements inside the Israel government to attack him personally over the Iran deal. The man he won't name is Brad Carscale, who ran Trump's entire digital operation in 2016. Time magazine published it 2 days ago. Vance, let's see if he'll say it in the video instead of me just reading it out.
Yesterday, that basically there are certain influencers in America who are being paid in order to attack the deal. I think some of it's just pure political ideology, right? It's foreign policy perspectives that are much different from mine. They think that America should that we can basically, you can wave a magic wand with the military and accomplish whatever you want. And, it's not that simple. You actually have to have a very clear objective. Military power can accomplish a clear objective, but you've got to have that clear objective. You can't just say, we're going to bomb until something good happens. That never works. The United States has tried that before. So I think it's a combination of things, but I definitely think you have seen this very discreet, extremely well-funded campaign to try to derail the negotiation and try to derail the deal. And, there's this Time article that came out yesterday. A friend sent it to me. It's like worth reading because it lists a bunch of people who have quite literally been paid by a former Trump campaign person who was himself paid by certain elements within the Israeli government. And those people are attacking me viciously for quite literally trying to accomplish the negotiation objective that the president set for the country. So
what is their position? Like, are they attacking you how?
Oh, it's social media posts. It's, you know, they're leaking to reporters. They're attacking me obsessively, saying that we should not be negotiating with Iran. We should just keep the military campaign going indefinitely. And that is their explicit position. And coming after me saying that, you know, people have come after me and say that I'm influenced by Qatar, that I'm influenced by foreign governments, that, you know, I take my marching orders from Tucker Carlson. And there's just so much bullshit out there, when what I'm actually trying to do is accomplish what the President of the United States told me to accomplish, which is a settlement of this that accomplishes our objectives. Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. We have the free flow of oil and gas. And like, I should be clear, you know, I don't actually mind. I don't mind that the, you know, let's say certain elements of the Israeli government want to criticize the deal or have disagreements about the deal. I don't even mind an effort to try to influence, you know, foreign governments try to influence the United States all the time. You know, Israel does it, other countries do it. It's just sort of the nature of the beast. What bothers me is actually when Americans allow, meaning American leadership, allows that influence to affect their judgment and to affect what they are advocating for. That's what really bothers me. People are always going to try to influence the United States of America.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Rogan did he chopped up the interview with J.D. Vance into 2 3-hour interviews. They sat together for 6 hours.
Yeah.
There's no way Kamala Harris can sit there for 6 minutes.
Oh, sure she can. And she wouldn't even get the first sentence out. She'd be laughing so hard.
Yeah, she'll be laughing in there. She'll be laughing for 6 hours, right? Giggling and laughing.
That's only if she's on her cocaine period. Otherwise, she's on her drunken stupor period. You know, the one where she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, because if I knew what you were talking about, we would be talking about it, but we're not talking about it. So I don't know what you're talking about. But if you tell me about it, we're sure we'll come to the place that we're going to talk about it, because we know we're going to talk about it, knowing that you don't know what you're talking about. But anybody that says that they talk about it is clearly lying, because we all know what you're talking about, that we don't know what you're talking about.
My gosh, I'm getting PTSD right now.
The presidency that could have been.
We were this close having Kamala Harris presidency.
Can you imagine her going off on a mission to another country, and you know, they're negotiating, and she goes, "Well, to negotiate, we have to have an understanding, and to have an understanding, we should be negotiating." And after 20 minutes, the other world leader going like, "Okay, whatever you want, just go,
go, get away now, get back to your chopper." Yeah, they'll be dreading every meeting. Every meeting, they'll be like, "No, please, no, please, no." Toronto looks like Mexico Hollywood movie right now. Yeah, what's up with that?
I live just off a lot of these streets. I looked outside for like 3 seconds. I didn't see any of this smoke.
3 seconds.
Well, in Toronto time, that's a long time.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're already adjusted to that site, George.
No, it's 3 seconds is the proper amount of time that you stick your head out of the house to look around, and then duck right back in before bullets start flying.
Yeah, but that's from the basement. You're at the lowest altitude where it actually looks clean.
That close to Chicago?
Yeah. He's a stone away from Detroit.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, somebody in Chicago goes, hey, somebody stuck out their head in Toronto. Shoot in that direction.
Yeah. You almost got him. We'll get him next time. You know. Oh, yeah. Colin Rock, a 36-year-old man in Colorado, is suing the hospital where he was born for allegedly switching him with another child at birth. Jeremy Morrison says he always felt different from his family and decided to get a DNA test a couple of years ago. When he got the test back, he found that his parents were not actually his parents. I know I definitely wouldn't be here in Colorado today if I went home with the right parents. I would have been working on the farm with my older brother that I never knew I had. Morrison said he was switched with Kyle Biden, who was born just hours apart at the same hospital at Grafton, North Dakota in 1988. Morrison went home with Kyle's parents, and he went home with and Kyle went home with the Morrison's parents. So
today, if I would have went home with the right parents, I'd be working the farm with my older brother that I never knew I had.
When you feel like you don't fit in, being switched at birth is probably not your first thought.
I never would have guessed.
But Jeremy Morrison says he has always felt different from his family.
I didn't have anyone that looked like me in my family. I was that blonde-haired kid that stood out in a family full of brown-haired people.
And 2 years ago, at 36 years old, he finally found out why he felt that way. When?
So the father's probably like, was giving shifty eyes like, oh. And realized, wait, my son was being taken care of by other people? Thomas Ladder, I thought I had jaundice in my eyes. Yeah, that's a little vitamin K deficit. You need to get some natural vitamin K's in your stream. George?
I got nothing.
RJ?
I was waiting for him to pull a Steve Martin. Yeah, you all know the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all laughing when you said it. Pirate Nation, the U.S. could soon make anonymous phone service a thing of the past as FCC is considering a new rule that would require phone companies to verify identity before activating a phone service. This could mean that showing a government ID or providing personal details for a new phone number or renewal.
That's bullshit.
You
have to show ID to have a phone.
Yeah. They already have it.
What are you talking about?
They already have it. Something's afoot. Speaking of which, just in from Insider Paper, a nationwide credit card outage hits Japan, where all the stores are rejecting the credit cards and retailers are asking for cash only until this blows over.
And another reason why you shouldn't go completely digital.
Yep. Joshua Reed, if these reports are accurate, Thursday night could be one of the most consequential presidential addresses in modern American history. According to Paul, President Trump is expected to present newly declassified intelligence alleging Chinese interference in the 2020 election, check mark, hacking of state voter registration database, check mark, and broader intelligence cover-up involving the FBI, CIA, and ODNI records, check mark, and more than 100,000 non-citizens, including illegal immigrants on voter rolls. We're looking at a couple of millions, but yes, check mark. If this evidence released as reported and the fourth set of declassified FBI, CIA, and ODNI documents are made public this Friday, it won't just reopen debate over the 2020 and potentially lead to indictment. It will set up the predicate for Trump to declare a national emergency on the election integrity in infrastructure. So buckle up. Yeah, that means that once the Save American Act gets close to being passed, I suspect that's when you'll announce a national emergency.
He has to, I guess, he has to create the narrative that leads up to it.
Yeah. the optics, just justification, so people don't say, "Oh no, he's being a dictator for life. He's trying to ruin the midterm elections." No, he's saying, "Here's the evidence. Here's the receipts.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Close your eyes. Open your mouth, and here comes the airplane."
RJ, any thoughts?
I was just thinking if you really wanted to rile people up, then while they're debating the SAVE Act, just get one sacrificial lamb, one guy who's willing to throw himself on the sword and put a resolution before the House to repeal the 22nd Amendment.
Ooh, 22nd Amendment.
Yes. I like to say, repeal 22, Trump 28.
Yeah, even I got that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If his election was stolen in 2020, then he's owed another term. Meaning the court could give him another term, because that would be the remedy. He's not elected to office. He had
You know
won
what
it.
kind of precedent that would set?
Well, think about it. He won the election, right? In 2020. If he's able to show that he won the election in 2020 and they had it stolen from him, then they could say, "Hey, you're not elected into office," because it says you have to be elected to office, right? You're not elected to office. You're just getting the term that you're supposed to have.
But would that also roll back everything that Biden signed?
I mean, you
think,
mean President
right?
You mean President Autopen?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It
Well,
has to be, because he was a fraudulent asterisk president.
Well, here's the thing. I think if they sue the Autopen,
Uh-huh.
and the Autopen is forced to testify,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go well.
Okay. Thomas Ladder, the 19th. You know what? Women are more and more saying to repeal the 19th. Which is funny unto itself. And the only ones that's kind of resistant is the guys. But I've been hearing more and more women saying, yeah, repeal, the 19th. RJ, what's your thought?
Why would they want that? But, hey, what do I know?
Hey, maybe they realize that we don't really care for politics. George?
Sure.
All right.
I say take it to landowners anyway.
Yeah.
People got skin in the game.
Well, that's what it used to be, if I understood correctly, the old way of doing things.
Yeah, it was. Why should somebody change the rules who's not going to be participating in the system?
Exactly. Colonel Tom Watkins, for background information on the new face of corruption in Ukraine, Sergei Korikisky. On the day 92, Continuum Group was founded in Ukraine. The idea of the newly independent Ukraine was to be a toll bridge between Russia and Europe for oil. They are the oil mafia in Ukraine. They set up a refinery, so they siphon off oil. They capture the refined oil market in Ukraine. By the early 2000s, it was discovered that UK was in bed with this mafia arrangement. Just before the coup in the 2004 Western Oil Group, a joint UK-UKR venture, completed the mafia control of oil and gas by setting up a gas network of gas station, roughly 5,000 station at its peak. One of Ukraine's largest single brand fuel retail chains, along with related service like cafe, shops, and etc. Cafe were set up primarily along the railroad lines all over the country. This would prove very important later for intelligence company, think MI16. The founder of Continuums missed the fireworks, unfortunately. Igor Yermit died in an unexpected, quote, unexpected horse riding accident just after the second coup in 2014. In 2015, after his accident, two other investors tried to steal the company from his widow as fellow stockholders. Stefan Ivhek and Sergei Langor were his fellow investor into the holding company Continuum. Stefan doesn't even live in Ukraine. He moved to Cyprus not too long after the SMO happened, and he happened so he could get richer. The new prime minister in Ukraine is a British puppet. Sergei Koreski took helm of the Ukraine-British joint venture Western Oil Group in 2002. In nutshell, the Ukraine-UK set up a mafia arrangement for the EU oil. UK jumped in early and they overthrew the government with the US in 2004. They controlled the flow of oil and gas into Europe. Oh, did I make that Dalit CIA got involved in 2008 as well. Also, who was in control of the energy sector in Burisma? Hunter Biden, who was throwing a kickback to the big guy. Who was also involved in the coup in 2014, Senator John McCain and Lindsey Graham, and some other ones like Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal.
Bloody
So, Sergei says today, I'm assuming the responsibility of Prime Minister of Ukraine with a clear set of priority. Our foremost task is to fully equip Ukraine's defense forces and also accelerate the expansion of our defense industrial bases, even though Russia is destroying it each time we show pictures of it.
I have to reiterate, I don't believe I think there's something more nefarious going on with the Ukraine-Russia war.
Sorry, why won't CNN air President Trump's speech tonight about the stolen 2020 election? Oh, that's right.
The only ballot drop box in Cuyahoga County, Ohio. You can see this woman right here casting her vote. Did you vote for Reagan or Jimmy Carter? Okay. We don't want to get too personal with people here, but you can see there's actually a trend. The only ballot drop box.
And she was stuffing the ballots with a lot of.
She was literally stuffing the ballots.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was just being a good neighbor.
Progress.
She was just being a good neighbor and, dropping off all the ballots for everyone else in her graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes.
So, Kevin Lamb, if I'm being honest, a normal theater looks way more immersive and terrifying. 70mm IMAX to normal theater screening.
What are we looking at?
What do you think we're looking at? The face that
launched 1,000 ships?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I swore up and down that would never. Thank you for ruining my self-imposed exile. Wow, that really sucks, man. That really does suck.
At the coaster spot, smoke has settled over Cedar Point from Canadian wildfires. Rides in smog-filled smokes. Hopefully our machine doesn't clog up, but that's the risk you have to take.
Just look at that beautiful, beautiful environment. So well crafted.
So well crafted. It looks like the opening of a Twilight Twilight Zone. Carlton Walken, CIA, in her own words. Go ahead.
No, I understand.
CIA, in their own words, has interfered with the election whenever they decided it was a good cause, and no, had nothing to do with communism. All right, let's hear it.
Can you do that too?
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections?
Oh, probably, but it was for the good of the system in order to avoid the communists from taking over. For example, in Europe, in 47, 48, 49, the Greeks and the Italians, we
don't do that now, though. We don't mess around other people's elections, Jim.
Only for a very good cause.
Can you do that too?
Only for a good cause. Hey,
which is our cause.
Yeah. Hey, here's a question. Is it less than 10? Less than 30? Less than 40? Less than 50? Less than 70? Less than 100? Yeah, it's less than 100.
Well, we just asking, you know, can you just list off the countries that we might still do it in, and then you cut to Wacko's World.
Exactly. Thomas Ladders, BBC, I'm Irish, Joe Biden. They pulled him when I started to like him. You know, when you're trying to do something here and you have a guy just yelling in your ears, and I said, "Come on, Jack, my son died in the war, and I met Martin Luther King twice, and then he was shot, and I said, well, you know, John F. Kennedy was supposed to come yesterday, but you know, I said, hey, chill, that man looks sharp." Did I do good?
Sure.
You asking Jill?
Remember, November 17 Was I President will be coming out. And it's a real book from Biden.
Yes, he didn't have time to make judgments upon the people, but he did have time for a book. Yes.
Was it ghostwritten by the auto pen?
Yes.
Yeah, or one signature at a time.
Yeah, those are the signed copies.
Yes.
So here's evidence they didn't take it live.
Tonight. Appreciate it. And again, a quick reminder to our viewers, we'll be watching tonight's presidential address and listening to what the president says tonight. But we're not going to take it live, as we've been discussing. That's because this president, sadly, has a history of misleading and in some cases simply false statements on what we've been talking about tonight, election security and integrity. Also, the White House earlier today said he would be showing newly classified documents. So we want to make sure that we have time to review those documents, talk to experts about them, contextualize whatever he says or shows before airing it. But if there is news, we will bring it to you ASAP. And with time tonight, appreciate it.
We will retextualize it to give it to you ASAP, gentlemen. Oh, look, it's Warnock. One of the senator rumors that Trump was going to ask to be removed and vacate the seat because their election was fraudulent.
What? No. Not my favorite Warnock.
Mm-hmm. There's always a book, Hecklefish. Hey, you know, book deals are lucrative.
It's the only way to launder money.
Exactly. No. You know how you launder money, George? You grab
it on the motorcycle.
No. You grab a big white canvas, right? You get a banana. You get duct tape. You duct tape the banana to that whiteboard, and you auction it off for $6.7 million.
Shit, yeah, that is a thing.
And then the guy eats the banana.
That's a thing, RJ. There was an actual auction on exactly the way Dinales described it.
I remember the piece of art that did that. And if the guy who bought it ate the banana, I'd be thinking that this guy is probably in line for even more money. This is right out of Brewster's Millions.
This guy was evading taxes so hard that he made it even worth more, because now he's going to put that banana peel and duct tape it back into it. It becomes new art, so he can sell it to his other buddies for even higher money.
Sell it again.
Yes.
He's going to re-gift it?
Yes. He's going to resell it for higher money.
Well, you know, not only that, but you know, the guy who ate the banana,
yeah,
he can also recapture that art.
Exactly. Eric, now NBC, CBS, and ABC faces a massive call to have their FCC privileges license re-examined or revoked after they refused to air President Trump's primetime bombshell address surrounding the elections tonight. Are they colluding to filter and censor the President of the United States?
Yes.
So here's the thing. Oh, John Ossoff, another Georgia senator that Trump was rumored to want to vacate the seat for being a fraudulent election. Except the only people who can do that are the senators in the Senate to vacate, to have them be removed from the Senate.
Wait, are you saying only senators can get rid of senators?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. See, the president can't remove it. You know, it's not impeachment, so it's a self-correcting situation. Because remember, the senator is what gives smaller states equal power to the bigger states. That's why you have the House of Representatives, which is about population, but then every state has 2 senators. So to get rid of 2 senators from Georgia, it's kind of like saying, hey, Georgia, you didn't have your act shit together. Slap across the face twice. Now get your shit together and get us real senators. More or less.
Yeah, in that ballpark.
Thomas Ladder, if I could drink more, I would be a politician. Damn, I missed the weed. I'm telling you, those are easy drugs on a Tuesday. You think they're drinking and smoking weed? That's Carver on the White House rooftop level. No, these guys are hitting, the cocaine line hard. Remember, we found a bag of cocaine in the West Wing, and it wasn't the president's, it wasn't Hunter Biden's. And the only one that was there at that particular level that had access would be the vice president.
Hey, yeah, we still don't have a conviction regarding that, eh?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to remember that.
Yeah, we're not supposed to remember anything.
That would be a great question to ask Trump. Hey, Mr. Trump, what about that cocaine that was found in the White House?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? Is there any conviction forthcoming?
He's like, we're looking into that. Or, I can't, we got it all. And like I told the press, George,
No.
press, we
Trump
have it all. We
No,
have
Trump's
it
gonna
all.
say
But
something
these
different.
people are stupid. We have it all.
No,
Yeah,
Trump's
and then
gonna
when he
say
walked
something
off the press
different.
conference, he'd be like saying, "Somebody get on that."
Exactly.
No, you both got it wrong. Trump's going to directly answer the question. Cocaine? What cocaine? Anybody remember any cocaine that just...
He's going to say, it's like, I know what you're talking about. It was the cocaine. It cost her $20 million, and I covered her for that. She still owes me $20 million.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens
my
the
favorite
very
rock group.
foundations of our republic. MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. They live not in the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies. MAGA Republicans look at America and see carnage and darkness and despair. They spread fear and lies. Lies told for profit and power. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extreme.
I mean, it's amazing how his thing changed. See, look how he changed every few seconds. I think they had to cut this multiple times with different body doubles.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans is my favorite 60s rock group.
Exactly. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republican.
You know, because like everywhere they go,
yeah,
man, they run into either political corruption or a ghost.
Exactly.
And then it's, a half hour of them trying to figure out what the mystery is.
Yeah. Thomas Latter did an interview with Ken Onus. He says he's had a good time. The dual rules. Yes, power. Absolute power. Hey, remember, Hunter Biden's going to try to run for vice president under the Gavin Newsom ticket. Newsom and Hunter, or Newsom and Biden. Newsom Biden? I get the joke, George. RJ, you get it? Newsom Biden?
Newsom Biden. I knew some Bidens once.
Yeah, I knew some Bidens once, but it can also say Newsom, a Newsom Biden. Rapid Response 47. There's no evidence they were able to change the outcome of the votes from the same people who brought to you the Russian collusion hoax. Laughable.
Mary, here are some of the dominant points. As you point out, he is claiming that China was able to get access to voter registration information about millions of Americans, hundreds of millions of Americans. What we don't yet know is whether they were able to do anything with that information. There is no evidence that they were, again, able to change the outcome of votes. The other very specific thing that he pointed out that I did take note of is that he said that DHS has found that 278,000 non-citizens are registered to vote, and that DHS will be doing a briefing on that fact tomorrow. Again, that's a very specific thing that can be checked out. We will look at, and the secretaries of states who conduct these elections, I'm sure will have something to say about whether this information is accurate or not. So again, a lot to unpack. And the final point I would make, Mary, is this. Part of his claim is that his administration, the top intelligence and top law enforcement officials, misled and kept information from him, calling them the deep state. That is a very damning accusation. It'll be interesting to see what some of those people who were in position have to say about that.
If you're so against it, why did you have to block his speech? Speaking of this, Mario, Trump's China election bombshell got barely 5 minutes on Fox before the channel pivoted back on Iran. A stunning accusation is huge if true, and the coverage window closed almost instantly. Strange. It's not strange, people, if you understand what happens. They are all complicit to the crime. Does anybody remember 2020 election decision, Fox News? And I can't remember the guy, but the guy was like standing up and he called Arizona at 0%. He looked at the camera and said, "You sure?" And he heard something say, "Yes." And he called Arizona, called for Biden Trump at 0%.
Oh, shit, that actually did happen.
Yeah. Thomas Latter, I'm GeorgePeterGatsis' #1 fan.
What?
You can't beat...
What?
You can't beat GeorgePeterGatsis' #1 fan. That's John Byrne. Because John Byrne banned him for radio and Dirty Rock. Oh. But yeah. Sorry, you were going to say something, George? I do apologize.
Nah, it's like that guy has got George derangement syndrome.
Yeah. So, Colonel Tom Walken, you forfeit any right to live among human beings once you commit the act. Period. Even inmates have standard when governors and judges don't.
Did that make us any safer? Did that make the children that are left behind any more stable? Did it improve the idea that we can't all be judged by our worst day? And I want to be very clear, these are horrific crimes. They often are. Did that make us any safer?
Mm-hmm.
Did that make the children that are left behind any more stable? Did it improve the idea that we can't all be judged by our worst day? And I want to be very clear, these are horrific crimes.
You know what? Would we, if we were to judge people by their very worst days, you know what we would have?
Go ahead.
Prisons.
Yes. Hey, George. Hey, RJs.
What a novel idea.
You know, that seat cot in El Salvador looks mighty empty still. I think we have enough for more.
Yeah, I mean, the whole purpose of prisons is to punish people for what they did on their very worst day.
Yes. Talk about, some kind of amazo thing,
Prisons. What a novel idea.
Are there no workhouses?
It's like having a warehouse, except it's very small. And you get meals every day.
And you don't, and the commute is fantastic.
Yeah. You wake up, you walk to the bathroom, you wake up, you walk over to the shower, you sit down, you get fed food. I mean, what can anyone ask for anything more? Yeah. And you get peace and quiet too.
Peace and quiet.
Well, yeah, the missus is not around.
Are you 100% sure of that call and when you made it, and why did you make it?
Absolutely. We made it after basically a half hour of debating, is it time yet? Because it's been clear for a while that the former vice president is in the lead in Arizona and was most likely to win the state. It has been in the category that we call knowable but not callable for about an hour. We finally called it. Right now, yes, there are some outstanding votes in Arizona. Most of them are coming from Maricopa, where Biden is currently in a very strong position. And many of them are mail-in votes, where we know from our Fox News voter analysis, Biden has an advantage. We don't know exactly how many mail-in votes there are. But what I think we've heard from the White House is that they are expecting to get that they need just to get 61% of the outstanding vote, and there are 870,000 outstanding votes, and they'll be getting that. That's not true. The reality is that
so we don't know how many mail-in votes we need yet.
Yeah. So remember, they called it at 0%. 0% in Arizona.
At 0%. Wow. I mean, just the hubris on this bullshit.
Let's see. So this is the guy who called it. So you just don't have the anchor, because I'm trying to look for that one, but yeah, this is the guy who talked in the earpiece and told the anchor who was reporting, it's like, and we're calling for Arizona. This is the guy. It's the guy.
It's the guy.
Yeah.
they're likely to get only about 44% of the outstanding votes that are there. We're right now sitting on a race that is Biden at 53%, Trump at 46%.
And now they're like saying, here's 75%, blah, 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 right? But this is towards like the end, because you have Florida, Texas, and all these states right here already called. But before these were called, this was early. That's like 10 minutes into the election, and the poll hadn't even closed. and they were having issue with Maricopa.
Wait, Mia Copa or Maricopa?
Maricopa.
Okay.
Wasn't behaving the way they thought it was supposed to.
Yeah, Thomas Ladder. Make asylums great again. I hear there's a lot of asylum seekers. Well, Trump is gearing up for opening those great institutionals and putting those people where they belong.
I'm telling you, while you guys are being busy, occupied with all this Trump derangement syndrome, Canada's going to come in and take over America. It's happening. Do you think the barbecue cookout in Ontario is just by accident? No, this is us celebrating our victory over America.
Are they just going to come here and slap our children?
It was a bad start. Okay, I give you that.
A bad start. A bad start, he says. Ladies and gentlemen, GeorgePeterGatsis kind of has a bad start. And you're supposed to be.
We sent her back for reprogramming.
Oh man. All right. So I think we're done with this for tonight.
Did I miss the school bus? Damn.
Oh no. If you have the school bus, you can share it.
Yeah, do the school bus.
It's in the news. Storage area.
If this channel is going to get hit on Facebook, on YouTube, might as well go out in the school bus.
Why did he have to say it that way, George?
Today.
Oh man. Let's see. No. Okay. Sure. There you go. All right. Let's see.
I can't hear you.
Let's see. No, that's not what I want. Okay. Wait. Stop sharing. Okay. Let me see. 1 second. Still looking. The problem is because it's a downloadable, and if you have the link, I could just post up the link. But when you put it like that, it doesn't share the.
Oh, it's a downloadable? All right, give me a sec. Where is it? Let me find it. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
It's in a couple of places now.
It's in a couple of places, he says.
Scrolling through the Remo Williams Destroyer. Keep scrolling through the Remo Williams Destroyer book. That's coming out shortly.
Yes.
Watch out for the Remo Williams Destroyer book. There it is.
It's coming so
Got
fast.
it.
All right.
All right, I'm sharing now.
Okay. Share. Yes, you want to get the Remo Williams book. It looks effing amazing.
Let's see. How do I share it here?
See? It's not easy.
No. I got it. Let's see. Open file. Let's see. Yeah, open file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have to weed through the internet. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
So starting with the letter A. Wow. Okay.
We're connected now.
I got it. All right. Share. Do 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 do. All right, go ahead.
There you go.
So, RG, you want to set us up with this?
This is DEI at its best. Because it's one thing to talk about, DEI for highly skilled jobs where, you need the best of the best in there. But, for something as mundane as driving a bus, it's sitting in a chair and it's turning a wheel. So, it's good to have DEI for those kind of jobs.
All right. Okay. Just so we are clear understanding, is this AI or is this real footage?
I believe this is real footage. I'm not sure.
All right. Let's judge for ourselves. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
You just got hired on as Ridgemark Middle School's first ever bus driver with Down syndrome. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I like driving. Kids can be safe with me. I practice a lot. And it's a really big bus.
It sure is. Congratulations. Good evening. I'm standing outside Ridgemark Middle School where, yes, that is a full-size school bus jammed into the second story of the building behind me. Authorities say the driver, 28-year-old Timmy Reynolds, somehow managed to get the bus up an embankment and through a classroom.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Poor Timmy.
This is Timmy. Oh, boy. All right. Thank you to the lurkers and bots. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to Blonde Goth Girl. Thank you to Thomas Ladder. Let's see. Who else? Well, RJ, you're here, so thank you for being on the chat. Thank you to everybody else. RJ, what's your final thoughts?
That's the biz, sweetheart.
All right. George.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow if tomorrow's having, news, and then we'll maybe talk about it, perhaps.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe